Getting to know the Gifted Rating Scales Second Edition, the GRS2.
My name is Robert Ram-Kalawansing, and I'm the Product Manager for Gifted and Talented Education Products at MHS. To tell the story of the GRS2, it's important to reflect on the original GRS. The GRS was developed at a time when the process of identifying gifted students placed much of the emphasis on intellectual ability alone. While intellectual ability is certainly a very important consideration, the reality is that giftedness is a complex, multifaceted construct. Gifted students often display exceptional abilities in many different ways. Giftedness can certainly manifest in a student's intellectual or academic pursuits, but it can also manifest as creativity, artistic talent, and/or leadership. It's not uncommon to see students who aren't necessarily excelling yet, but who are clearly bright and have the potential to excel with the right support. For those reasons, Dr. Steven Pfeiffer and Dr. Tania Jarosewich, the authors of the GRS, saw that there was a very clear need for a more comprehensive tool that could complement other identification methods by helping to identify students who excel or have the potential to excel across a much wider range of domains. Much like the original GRS, the GRS2 considers intellectual ability, academic ability, creativity, artistic talent, and leadership, giving students multiple ways to show their giftedness. Additionally, the GRS2 explores motivation. Now, while motivation isn't a form of giftedness per se, a student's drive and task commitment can have a significant impact on what they can ultimately achieve and is thereby a very important consideration.
How does the Gifted Rating Scales Second Edition differ from the original Gifted Rating Scales?
The original GRS is a very well-established and trusted tool that is used during the gifted assessment process as one component of a comprehensive review. The GRS became very well regarded because it was quick and easy to administer and had outstanding psychometric properties. It was a highly reliable and valid index of giftedness. Thus, in developing the GRS2, we wanted to keep all of the benefits of the original, but based on the feedback from our GRS users and the expertise of our authors, we sought to introduce some key new features and enhancements that would improve the utility of the tool. First and foremost, we've updated our normative sample. The original norm sample was collected between the year 1999 and 2000 and was matched to the 2000 US Census. Our new normative sample was collected over 2018 to 2023 and is now matched to the 2018 census. Now, with the GRS, users could only rate students up to age 13, whereas with the GRS2, we've expanded our age range so that users can now rate students up to the age of 18 and 11 months. We've streamlined the content of our teacher forum to make administration even more efficient. We've also made the administration modular so that users can now select GRS2 scales individually or in any combination that suits their specific assessment goals. We've also advanced our reporting, which now gives you feedback on response patterns to help you to understand how valid those ratings are.
Tell us more about some of the new updates included in the GRS2.
Perhaps the most significant difference between the original GRS and the GRS2 is the inclusion of an all-new parent form. When measuring any psychological construct, it's best practice to take multiple perspectives into account. Capturing the parent perspective enables insight into a student's current or potential gifts in domains and contexts that their teacher might not be able to observe. Offered in both English and in Spanish, the parent form emphasizes cognitive ability and creative and artistic ability as direct indices of giftedness. Additionally, the parent form includes a resiliency and social competency scale that taps into a student's unique ability to handle the emotional and social facets of their interactions and endeavors. Another very significant update to the GRS2 is the ability to explore a student's relative strengths by comparing each of their scale scores to their average score across scales. This is going to help you to establish a very clear profile of a student's unique abilities and what they need in the way of support.
How does the GRS2 benefit students regardless of their level of giftedness?
Understanding a student's relative strengths is valuable for understanding the needs of gifted students, but the benefits of the GRS2 extend to all students across the full continuum of learning needs. It can help to guide both teachers and parents on where and how to engage with and support a student and to build an overall learning environment that is tailored to their specific needs.
Tell us about some of the insights used to build the new features included in the GRS2.
The GRS users provided a wealth of insight into where and how the utility of the GRS could be enhanced. Moreover, Dr. Pfeiffer and Dr. Jarosewich, through their practical experience, their research, provided insight into the critical role of the parent perspective. By By tapping into the parent's perspective, the GRS2 is able to yield deeper insight into a student's behavior and overall functioning across a wider range of contexts, situations, and endeavors.
What effect do the updates to the GRS2 have on its usability and functionality?
In using the GRS2, you'll find the tool quicker and easier to use than ever before, particularly for those who are looking for some flexibility in terms of which specific scales they administer. You'll also find that the option for multiple teachers, as well as for parents, to provide insight into where and how a student excels or has the potential to excel will provide a very rich understanding of how to create a learning environment both at school and at home that matches that student's precise needs. In that vein, the new analysis of a student's relative strengths will yield highly actionable insight into where a student might benefit from enrichment, as well as where they might need some additional support. The utility of the GRS2 extends beyond gifted identification, as the GRS2 can help to inform individualized instruction for all students across the entire continuum of learning needs, not just those who are gifted.
How is fairness and inclusion addressed in the GRS2?
We placed particular emphasis on identifying and updating content that might contribute to students being rated differently because of their gender or because of their race or ethnicity. When we collected the normative sample, we stratified the sample to cover a wider range of students, including students from different racial or ethnic groups, students with different levels of parental education, and students from different regions across US and Canada. Moreover, to make the new parent form accessible to more parents, it's available in both English and in Spanish. That Spanish version of the parent form is more than just a translation, it's a culturally sensitive adaptation of the English version.
How can users access and administer the GRS2?
The GRS2 is a very quick and easy tool to use. It only takes about 5 minutes to administer, and there's very little in the way of overhead training required to get started using the tool. The new GRS2 is available via MHS Assessment Center Plus, also known as Mac Plus. You'll be able to purchase single uses, which you can then apply to the GRS2 teacher, preschool kindergarten form, the GRS2 teacher school form, or the GRS2 parent form. Those who are transitioning from the paper GRS to GRS2, available via Mac Plus, will experience a host of benefits, including not only automatic scoring, but access to all of the many new innovative features that we've incorporated into the GRS2.
What excites you the most about the GRS2?
The thing that excites me the most about the GRS2 is that it accommodates many different ways to be gifted. I think the reality of giftedness is that it's possible to be gifted and talented in virtually any dimension that is of value to our society. And I think that the GRS2 creates an opportunity for students to demonstrate that giftedness in ways that a lot of traditional identification methods simply don't tap into.
Learn more about the GRS2. Visit storefront.mhs.com/collections/GRS-2 or scan the QR code.